Yeehaw, everybody.
Welcome to Team Cowboy for Game.
And welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Basics.
Yep, we're going to be discussing in this video the main deck and how monsters, spells, and traps work inside of the main deck. I'm going to leave it off to Hat.
Alright, everybody. We're going to start off with normal summoning. If you got yourself a monster like this, you got 3 stars. If a card has 4 stars or less, you can normal summon it from your hand, just like this. Normal summon. But if a card, say like this, has more than 4 stars, it's a different type. It's still considered a normal summon, but it's got a special name. It's called Tribute Summon, which requires you have monsters on the field yet. For cards here like this, Vanity's Ruler got 8 stars. Require 2 summons. 7 or more do. But if it's like this guy, he's a special type of monster we'll talk about later. 5 and 6 stars require 1 tribute. And how to explain that? Let's say it's myself. Let's say I summon my Nekroz of Chariot 1 turn. Turn passes, still on the field. I can tribute by sending him to the graveyard pile. Special out my level 5 or 6 monster. But like I said, with the level 8, well, 7 or higher, this is an 8, you gotta have 2 monsters on the field. Their level, that stuff don't matter. They just get sent to the graveyard pile. Special summon your level 8 or higher monster. Simple as that. Next, we'll probably get into the most common type of summoning in the game, the special summon. Now, theirs need to be done in a specific way, like this card, the Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. Says if it's in the graveyard and you have no monsters on the field, you can special summon it. So if something happens, my Dragon Darkworm sitting in my graveyard pile, I can special summon it to the field using its effect. Or like Chronograph Sorcerer here. He can destroy himself on the field to special summon another monster that I don't have sitting here right now. Let's just pretend this is it, but you get the gist of it. If it says you can special summon, you just read the card and it'll tell you what to do, yeah. And next, we'll move on to the spell cards. Cards like this. You gotta look here under the, where it says spell card. It'll have a type. This is a normal spell. Well, it doesn't say it, it's got a little symbol. Normal spells you can activate from your hand or set them on the field, activate them on your next turn. That's the advantage of keeping it in your hand until you play it. The thing about normal spells is you can't use them in response to anything. It's gotta be done first. Another type of normal spell. We got the field spell. Each player can only have one of these on the field at a time, and if they play it, it takes the place of the old one, if there was. These used to be more important than they are now, but yeah. And it's signified by this little symbol here. It needs to stay on the field. And kind of similar to that is the continuous spell card. You can have more than one continuous spell card, which is usually what makes them better than the field spells in some cases. But yeah, they just kind of sit in the main spell zone, which is located right below the monster card zone. It stays on field, and they generally have effects that take place whenever that says in the text. Just read your cards, you'll know how they work. Game's easy once you know what you're doing. And then there's one more type of normal spell card. Well, you got the ritual spell, which are rarely used because they have one specific purpose: to summon the blue ritual monsters, which are some kept in the main deck, played in the main monster zone. And the last type of spell card is the quick play spell card. Alright, and quick play spell cards have an advantage over normal spells because they can be used at almost any time their effect would be relevant. Like, your opponent says this, you say no. So long as you wait a turn since you said it, or you can just activate it from your hand. On your turn, anyway. And moving on from that, we're going to get into our trap cards. Though not technically a trap, many consider them, is the hand trap. These are types of, usually monsters with their trap cards like that. They can be activated from your hand at any point that it specifies in its text that it can be responded to. Like, this is probably the most played hand trap in the game, Ash Blossom. She says it can negate adding from deck to hand. So if your opponent uses a searcher card, you say Ash, and they don't drop, or they don't special summon. But now, getting into normal trap cards, we get the normal trap card, Infinite Impermanence. But yeah, Infinite Impermanence is a normal trap card, meaning it doesn't have like a continuous or a specific, like a counter type effect to it. So it's used to generally to respond to whatever its text box says. Like this one negates an effect, and then when it's activated from the field, things in the same row as it can activate in the back row. Like if I had your opponent had a card on this side, on their side of the field, they can't activate it after Infinite Impermanence gets flipped up because it's a great card with a good effect. Then you got the Continuous Trap card, symbolized by the little infinity symbol over here. Like continuous spells, they just stick around on the board, their effect keeps up, and if they can't be removed, they generally get, well, not too good for you if you're on the other side of one. And finally you got the Counter Trap, which is special in it being that it can't be responded to by like a quick play spell or a monster card effect. It's a quick effect. It's that one of the end-all be-alls of cards. It gets flipped up and that just stops it. And that's what makes them really powerful. And there's one more thing I gotta explain to you guys before I end this video. I showed you the ritual spell card. I'm gonna show you how to use it. You gotta have enough monsters on the field to make up the star total of your ritual monster. So say I've got my Chronograph Sorcerer and Ash Blossom here. It's a level 6 and a level 3. So I activate my old ritual spell card, send them off to ritual summon my level 9 Necros of Trishula. Ritual monsters are generally more powerful than other normal deck monsters, which is why they require so much to bring out, but yeah. And I think that's gonna end my little discussion of the main deck for now. Have a good
Bye.